Hey everybody, Mr. Moriarty here. We're going to do most of these 3.6 notes. It's not really what I had planned, but with me being out today, we're just going to kind of wing it. We're going to talk slope a little bit today, and we're not going to finish the entirety of these notes. So that means the assignment that you're going to have today, you're not going to do the whole thing, but I'll explain that when we get to the end. Today we are talking slope, which is the ratio of what we call the rise or the vertical change to the run, which is the horizontal change. Remember, ratio is a fraction. So what you guys will see this as is rise over run. Oops. Okay, rise over run. Something else that you will see this as, and you've seen it before already, we did it last week, is the change in the y over the change in the x. Remember, this is let me come from the top here. This is the rate of change or the constant rate of change. Okay, so they mean the same thing. Um, what you will see the slope as is the variable m. Okay, we just use m for slope in equations and things like that. So this is a little bit, this is about kind of what we're doing with slope. You should have seen it a little bit last year. I just don't know exactly how much you saw of slope last year. So we'll see what happens. There are four different types of slope that we are going to run into. The first kind is when we read slope, we think about what's happening from left to right, like we would read a book. So if our graph here, if our line is going up from left to right, that would mean that this is going to be a positive slope because it is increasing from left to right. If it is going down from left to right, this would be a negative slope because it is decreasing from left to right. The other two types of slope are a little bit weird. We have this flat this flat line right here. It's not increasing or decreasing. We're going to say that this has a zero slope. It's a zero slope. It's just it's constant from left to right. It just stays. Um, it doesn't go up, doesn't go down. It's not positive. It's not negative. It's flat. It's just zero, constant. Oh yeah, I spelled that wrong. Whew. That looks better. I thought that looked weird. Okay, and then the last one that we have is where we have a line that is vertical, like this. What we call this is undefined. It is an undefined slope because it's so vertical that we don't really know. Um, and it from left to right, it doesn't move from left to right. I don't know if there's another way to say that, but yeah, it doesn't move from left to right. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So these are the four slopes that we are going to get familiar with during this lesson, hopefully. All right. I'm going to try to not keep this super long. We'll see how that goes, though. All right. If you have a graph and you are finding slope from the graph, okay, to find the slope from the graph, you're going to find the ratio, which remember is fraction, of your rise over your run between two or more ordered pairs. Okay, remember the ordered pairs, those are your x and your y. All right. So there's a helpful hint that I want you guys to do. I don't know if you've ever played any I don't know, video games, Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever else is out there that kind of involves like, targeting something, right? What I would recommend for you is to use crosshairs. Here's what I mean. Okay. Use crosshairs. You're going to want to find, and like it looks like we've got our red, both of these are red lines. So what you should try to find is the spots where a red line is going to go through this crosshair. This is what I'm talking about. Like this particular point right there. That's what I would recommend you guys use. So you'll see me put dots on those crosshairs in these two different um, problems that we have here. Okay. So let's do it. Rise over run. That's what we want. So the slope, I'm just going to set this up. So the slope, which is M, is going to be the rise over the run. That's what we're looking for. We're trying to find that ratio. All right. I'm going to put crosshairs on all of these. Okay. So the first one that I see immediately is right there at the origin. And I can kind of go up and see, okay, nothing there. That doesn't work. This one works right here. Okay. Keep going. This one works right here. The next one works right there. Okay. So those are examples of crosshairs. You only need two. You only need two, and I'll kind of show you why that is. But anyway, I'm going to back this up. We can still go the same kind of distance here, right? All right. And so those are all the crosshairs that are on this particular line. All you have to do is pick two. I'm going to pick. How about this? We'll go. I want to go with this guy here. I'm going to find my rise, how much his vertical change is moving. And then I'm going to find my run. Now, if you took a look at this and you know how to do this and you didn't choose these, it's okay. It's okay. Let me show you. Let me make that a little bit thicker. There we go. All right. It's okay if we did that. So our rise, our vertical change is going to be, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're having a vertical change of 6. Once I hit that corner, you'll start at that corner and count. So you go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So my rise is 6. My run is 3. When I take 6 divided by 3, I get a slope of 2. Okay. Now that will work. You can go even a shorter distance too. And you don't have to. Like I said, I'm just kind of showing an example, but I see these guys right here. If I went up and over, my rise here is 2. My run, this is sloppy. My run here is 1, which would be, the rise would be 2 over 1 or just 2. Okay, you see how that works? Again, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. As long as your math is correct, you'll be fine. All right? So what I want you to do, maybe pause this video and try the one on the right. If you didn't pause the video, it's kind of awkward, but that's okay. So again, I'm going to keep this one simple. I'm just going to pick 2 crosshairs. All right. This looks like a good one here. And this one will work. All right. From here, I'm going to find my rise and my run. Rise up, run out. Okay. And I'm going to count. Just going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rise of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A run of 8. I just realized I forgot to set this up. It's no big deal. So our slope, which we are using as M, is going to equal our rise over our run which in this case, what I counted was 6 over 8. Now, something interesting about this, 6 over 8, if you're familiar with it, it's 0.75. When we do slope, okay, you have got to keep these in either proper or improper fraction form. No mixed numbers, no decimals. We have to use fractions on this. So 6/8 can simplify to that decimal, but it can also simplify to 4, no, not 4, 3/4. Okay, it can simplify to 3/4. So make sure that you do simplify that as well. Okay, I think we have a couple more underneath. So I'll do the first one here, and then you guys can try the second one. So before I forget, I'm going to set this up. This is going to be slope, which is what we're looking for. We're starting to lag. Slope. Slope is m. It's going to be our rise over our run. Now this one is going to be a little bit different, because if you'll notice, both of these guys have negative slopes. Okay, they have negative slopes. So we're going to set it up the same way, finding a couple crosshairs. This one looks good. That was the first one that caught my attention. And then maybe there's one way down here. Okay. Now, always, always, always start with the rise and then do the run. However, when we do this, it's not really that we are rising. It's more, in this case, it's more of a fall. It's more of a fall since our slope is negative. So I'm going to say fall down, right? And then we will run out like that. Okay. So we can still count, but what's going to end up happening is when we count the rise, it'll be a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 is our vertical change, that rise, or in this case, the fall. And then we'll count to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my rise is a -6 and my run is a +8. That will simplify to the fraction -3/4. Okay. Because a negative divided by a positive is going to still get you a negative. All right. From here, well, I mean, that's pretty much it. So go ahead and pause this video or wait for the awkward silence, and I'll do the next one. Okay, awkward silence passed. Next one is, yeah, same deal. Same deal. So we're still looking for the slope, which is m, which is the rise over the run, which we will figure out what we are going to get. Pick two ordered pairs, two crosshairs, if you will. I'm going to use the origin. I don't think I've used that one yet. All right, so origin there. And I see another crosshair right here. Okay, you only need two. You don't need to put them all. I'm going to rise, but in this case, because our slope is negative, I'm going to fall. So we're going to go down, and then we're going to go to the right. When I count this, remember I'm counting in negatives because I fell down. So this is a -1, -2, -3 for our rise. And then from this corner here, we're going to go 1. So it's a run of 1. Meaning that my slope is -3/1 or -3. Okay. So that's finding slope from a graph, and that's kind of what I want you guys to do today for your assignment. So I'm finished with this video. The slope formula I have to teach you in class. I don't know if any of your teachers last year messed with it at all, but I think this is at least a good starting point for us today. So show the sub that you've got this thing done up to this point. It's in the sub plans that you're not supposed to do the formula, and then he or she, whoever, they are going to give you the assignment. Since we're not doing the slope formula on this, don't do the slope formula on the assignment. Okay. After that, work on your weekly topics, and we'll just see kind of what damage control we have to do come Tuesday. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.